Hello everyone, I'm your trainer Shruti and we are having our guest Mrs. Debashri today and we are going to discuss on the topic of modern versus traditional teaching method. So Mrs. Debashri, who is a learner come teacher as well from Kolkata, she will be highlighting some of the points as per her view. And let's start the session. Hi Debashri, how are you?
Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Devashri, let's start the session. You can share your screen if you are willing to show some of these slides with us.
Hi, I am Devasri. I have this opportunity from Shruti ma'am uh, to giving me some ideas and share on this topic of traditional method of teaching versus modern teaching method. So I am sharing my screen.
Yes, Devashri, please go ahead.
Is this same?
Just a minute. Now you can share your screen. Yes, now you can share. I'll just enable it. Mm. Yes, now it has shared. Yes.
Today
On.
I am going to say something the traditional teaching method versus modern teaching method. We know that the teaching method means the methods the teacher can share for better understanding of students in classroom.
Correct.
So, uh, in few years ago, we use the traditional method of teaching. That is, teacher teaches the students in classroom is one way method in lecture method and student get some knowledge and they they give examination after the session or year after the year.
Correct.
So this is the traditional teaching method we use in a few years ago, but in nowadays we the method is changed in day to day because the scope of knowledge are increased and the getting of knowledge, ability to getting knowledge of people is increased also.
Correct.
So the method is changed uh, in day to day uh, in uh, recent nowadays.
Yeah, recent
So
timing. Right.
recent
Within
time.
time, it has changed actually. The
So,
pattern has changed. Right.
so we have to adopt some new ideas, new technology, and new techniques.
Correct.
That is called modern, and it is that is the transformation of traditional uh, from from traditional to modern method of teaching.
Correct.
Basic teaching method is same,
Hmm.
but uh, some ideas, some technologies, and some many method is added to traditional teaching method, and the traditional teaching method transfer to modern teaching method.
Correct. We can say like it has updated, right? It has updated. The method of the teaching has updated because we need to change it. Otherwise, students won't understand because time has changed, technology has come. Okay, no problem. Share your next point so that we can understand more and go into deeper.
In this picture, uh, we see the traditional classroom and the flipped classroom.
Correct.
We want to see the transformation.
Correct.
In first picture, we can see that in traditional classroom, the teacher give the lecture uh, in front of student. Student
Correct.
do nothing,
Correct.
and
Simply
they
writing on the blackboard and students are sitting. Correct. Like,
and the in blackboard there is a homework,
hmm.
reading and question in tomorrow
Correct. For tomorrow.
because the teacher gave the homework uh, to student
Hmm.
and students do nothing in classroom.
Correct. There is no
This
activity
is
in
this is
school.
one way method.
Correct.
And next picture we can see that the flipped classroom because the teacher give some activity
Correct.
as a homework. She give some activity to the student and uh, students are interactive, so interactive.
Correct. Correct.
Homework is the watch video
Hmm.
tonight.
Right.
The homework they she gave the student the homework of the topic, the video they gave. So the students are discussing each other, and at the end they uh, saw the result.
Yes.
It is
Basically,
the transformation of the uh, traditional method
traditional
to
and
modern method.
modern, right? Basically, here, if I discuss a few points, like earlier when we were in school, we were actually used to in such classroom with blackboard and wall. But nowadays, if you see children, they are just having good interaction with teachers, and they are enjoying actually, because enjoying in the sense when teacher is showing some videos or maybe pictures or maybe doing some activity with other students, he or she is actually engaging students, which is important in today's modern method. Basic criteria.
Basically,
Yes.
basically the homework is transformed to teamwork.
Correct, absolutely. Homework and transformed into teamwork. Correct. Because it is needed. Because only giving homework, they will go to home and they will just solve the answers and they will come to the next day. They just having that only bookish knowledge. But here, through this modern teaching method, we can understand that student not only enjoying the session, not only understand the topic and the paper or the subject, but they are also understanding something which is out of the syllabus. Because if we understand teamwork, which is not exactly given in school or maybe properly in general college syllabus, but if we try to give students, basically school students, such kind of activity, or maybe a flipped classroom or maybe modern classroom, they will learn team activity, team building activity from this age, and which is important. Like nowadays we know in MBA colleges or management colleges, or when students are actually going for further study, they are learning what is team management, what is conflict management. But when such classes are given to the students from their school life, they would understand what exactly team is, how should we interacting with each other, how should we resolve any issues within the team, which is really important, right?
Uh, this is this is called practical and
Hmm.
skill based
Correct,
education.
practical and skill based, right? Okay, which is the next one?
In next slide, we saw that traditional and modern method. the differences of traditional and modern method.
Correct.
Number one, it is a traditional method is teacher centered.
Correct.
On the other hand, modern method is student centered.
Correct.
You can see that you can see the earlier picture that teacher teaches uh, something and student do nothing.
Correct.
So it is teacher centered, and the modern method is an
Hmm.
interactive session. So student is included,
Hmm.
and this is student centered.
Correct.
Number two, it is one-way transfer, and modern method it is multi-way transfer
Okay.
because the teacher student is interacted, and they also interacted to each other.
Hmm. So multi-way
So
means the
it is
communication is,
multi-way transfer.
yeah, because it isn't in team, so they are connecting with each other. So multi-way, they are transferring their knowledge, they are communicating. But one-way transfer means only teacher is connecting with only one student or maybe communicating, even though they are not able to connect actually. In traditional method, they are not able to connect exactly. Okay.
Next one, traditional method is passive learning,
Okay.
and modern method is interactive learning.
Correct.
Because traditional method teacher do something, but teach student do nothing.
Okay.
Student go to home and they learn something,
Hmm.
uh, self learning. This
Self-learning.
is passive learning.
Okay.
But in modern method, we
Hmm.
saw that in flipped classroom,
Hmm.
uh, in classroom the students are interactive, so interactive,
Correct.
and the learning outcome is uh, so good. So it
Correct.
is interactive learning.
Correct. Correct.
Next is traditional method is theoretical.
Hmm.
On the other hand, modern method is conceptual and practical.
Correct.
We discussed this in earlier slides.
Correct.
And traditional method is subject specific.
Hmm.
Modern method is skill based knowledge.
Hmm.
Because the student in traditional method, student knows particular subject,
Hmm.
but when they talk to each other and interact with each other,
Hmm.
some ideas are come comes on from their mind,
Correct.
and they create something.
Hmm.
This is called skill based knowledge.
Correct. So here, if I want to give some more inputs, like in subject specific is like only students they are having subject knowledge. That I said that only the bookish knowledge, which is written, which is written in the book, they are only gathering that knowledge and just repeating it in the exam. And if you see, like the students who have already completed their schools and colleges, and if you ask them, some from the syllabus of schools or colleges, they won't remember. They simply won't able to answer you because that traditional method they have learned only subject specific things. They have only learned that syllabus. Apart from that, they didn't learn anything. That is not their fault. But if you see in the modern method, when when they are learning and they are engaging themselves, interacting with other students, it is easy. It is really easy to remembering the things. And whatever age you are, maybe after 20 or 25, student can remember those things. At least some of the highlight point they can remember. So skill based knowledge is really important. Student centered learning is really important. And yes, multi way transfer, interactive sessions, and conceptual and practical, that practical activities that we also do inside the classes, practical activities that I also give such like more focus on that practically, until and unless we do it, we won't able to, like practical means execution. What we learn, we have to execute it. Okay. Nicely explained, Devashri. What's next? Yes.
Next, we try to understand the modern teaching methods. There is some method of teaching.
Mhm.
You can see in this picture that in section 1, uh, one girl is trying to write something, but she can't.
Correct.
But and section 2, the boy also trying to do something, uh, don't he
Doesn't,
don't
the boy also
write.
doesn't able to write. Okay.
Uh, but in this picture, uh, where they are get together and sharing their ideas, the story outline is come.
Correct.
So it is called the collaborative learning,
Correct. Collaborative learning. Group
where the students are
learning.
interacting to each other
Mhm.
and uh, share some ideas, or they do something activity in classroom.
Hmm.
Teacher give them some topic to
Hmm.
discuss. This is called collaborative learning.
Correct. This
We
collaborative learning, we also say it group study or group learning
could
in
start
a. Correct. Okay.
the collaborative learning. The benefit of this learning is develop the social skill.
Okay.
They are mixing each other, and their social skill is developed, and also the learning outcome is developed. So this is the benefits of collaborative learning.
Correct.
Next picture, go to some other method. This is called space learning. In space learning, we the teacher delivering the concept after some break, 2 to 10 minutes break, and then repeat. We see in this picture the input is the teachers delivered the concept, and the break, 2 to 10 minutes break, and then recall or repeat this one again, and then break, 2 to 10 minutes break, and the application is shown.
Okay. Input, break,
Uh,
call, then break, and then application. Then it's the execution portion. Okay.
if we say in the example that rivers come from mountain and mix in ocean in plain area. This is the input.
Correct.
Then 2 to 10 minutes break, and then I repeat them.
Mm-hmm.
Then another break is given. And application is if we if I take a glass of water and uh, pour in the field, the water flowing in uh, upward to downward.
Okay.
So this is the application. The
Okay.
concept is clear
Hmm.
in this space learning. This
Oh,
is called space learning.
okay.
And benefit of this space learning is to break uh, the concept building, timing. This is given in student.
So maybe like in a break means suppose the teacher would say to the students like 5 minutes break or maybe 10 minutes break. Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay.
Next, this is already shown in the first picture. flipped classroom. This is called flipped learning or flipped classroom. This picture shows that teacher teaches in classroom, and this is so boring. And the teacher gives some homework, and student go to home and uh, they finish their homework in self study.
Correct.
So this is also boring.
Correct.
Another picture we saw that in flipped learning, teacher uh, delivered some concept in home uh, through some media, and after this, this concept is discussed with each other, students in teamwork in this in classroom. So this is flip concept, traditional flip concept.
Correct.
In this method, the this is as collaborative learning, the social development is created. This is the benefit, and the boringness is not uh, in this classroom. This is the
Student,
benefit.
students enjoy more, right? Okay.
Children,
Correct. Okay.
next method is self-learning.
Okay. Mhm.
You can see that the boy sitting and self-learning. Self-learning is created from curiosity,
Okay.
from inner mind, and student, student himself or herself create some concept through internet surfing or from books and different media from different media,
Okay.
and they create some concept, and the development of brain development is created in this method.
Mm. The more it's self-learning or like self-study, we can say like students should have that curiosity to learn, right? And then only they would do that self-learning, or maybe they would learn by themselves. That we call like if they are getting some engagements, or maybe if they are getting some sort of means, interaction with teacher, or maybe like pulse in his or her class. So maybe that interaction will help the student to learn, or maybe go means if he is in school, or maybe if he is in home, or then he or she will study more, maybe that subject, or maybe other subjects as well. But that curiosity, being a teacher, I guess, we should give, means that thing we have to grow in their mind, right? Because being a teacher, that is our duty or our responsibility, I believe that we should grow that essence inside the mind of a student. Because they student mind, if I say for the school student, they are very young. They don't know about the do's and don'ts, right and wrong, and self study, what is self study or something. So we, if we can create that essence and the curiosity in their mind, so they would start that self study. Means parents, they don't have to bother, and they don't have to say their son or daughter that go and study because your exam is nearby. So they don't have to bother, that essence we have to create. So that is very good one. Okay.
For example, as a teacher, we always do this to students.
Correct.
that give some clues
Hmm.
and uh, complete complete the story
Hmm.
we gave. Like,
Absolutely.
the students uh, go to home and self study and completed the homework.
Correct.
This is called self
Correct.
study.
Correct. Okay.
Next, next picture.
Hmm.
This is called VAK.
Hmm.
VAK learning. V for visual.
Okay.
In this picture, we show that pictorial language diagram and drawing scheme and underlining with different color.
Okay.
We use different chalk and uh, underline them
Okay.
as a teacher. Uh, so students see them. So visual, uh, there is the visual part. Next is the auditory. Attending lecture, debate and explanation, reading notes out loud. When the teacher speak loud and student hear them, this is the auditory process.
Okay.
And next, the kinesthetic. Real life example trial and error experimenting so as to understand.
Okay.
When we uh, feel something, when teacher for example, we can say that uh, if I teaching the concept of rock, I I give the student some rocks particle in their hand,
Okay.
and they feel this,
Okay.
the hardness and so on.
Okay. So
So
that they can
this is
feel
the
it.
visual, auditory, and kinesthetic.
Okay. So in kinesthetics is more kind of that they would feel it actually. They would touch it and they can feel it. Okay.
So this is the effective learning method.
Hmm.
It is come from the children with special needs.
Okay.
This concept,
Hmm.
and this is also applicable for normal students.
Okay. Means it is applicable for all sort of students, right?
All sorts of.
Correct. Okay. Thank you so much,
So
Devashri.
this is the method
Hmm.
shared.
So how would you conclude this one? Like, if I say like traditional is something that is we can't remove it, or maybe we can't erase it. But on the other hand, we know yes, modern method is also important. So how would you conclude your session, this session?
As a teacher, I can say that traditional method is a basic part of teaching method.
Correct.
We can avoid this.
Mm-hmm.
This is a basic thing.
Hmm.
Moreover, I add something, the techniques
Hmm.
and the technology we used in modern method of teaching, uh, collaborate students, some some concept, new concept we give.
Correct.
This is we add uh, to traditional method. We can't avoid the traditional method.
Hmm.
This is the basic part of the teaching method.
Teaching, right. So carrying that, we can adding something instead of erasing, we have to carrying that and we can add. Like in coming time, I'm sure that there would be lots of other techniques would come, and we need to just keep adding the technique so that students should learn more, they should enjoy and interact more, and they would implement it. That is really important, that whatever they are learning, they need to implement it, right? Thank you so
To
much. Yes,
cope
Debash.
up with students'
Hmm.
needs in nowadays,
Correct.
we we should adopt this modern method also,
Correct. Absolutely.
but it used it safely uh,
Right.
in technology and
Absolutely. That do's and don'ts, students should aware of it. Like what should be, what is the limit of usage? What is my limit
not
of
only students, ma'am, teacher also aware for this.
Correct, absolutely. For teachers and students, correct. So for both portion, we should be aware like the limitations, that do's and don'ts of technology while we are approaching on such methods, or when we are approaching such methods to students or maybe the teachers as well, right? Okay. Thank you so much, Devashri. Thank you for
Thank you, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Devashri, for sharing your point of view on this. It is really needed topic that whoever the teachers and the students, whoever watching our event, so I'm sure you are carrying something with you, and if you would have, I'm sure you would have some questions, so you may contact us. We are giving all the details in this after this video, so you will get it over there. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye.